All right. Ready to dive into something most of us probably love. Um, waffles.
Waffles.
You know those golden squares? Crispy, perfect for a lazy weekend,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a diner treat. But
Mm-hmm.
have you ever stopped to think how long they've actually been around?
Right.
I'm talking centuries,
Yeah.
going all the way back to ancient Greece.
Really? Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's fascinating.
So even back then, they weren't just a quick bite.
Right.
They were made with a touch of artistry,
Yeah.
cooked
Oh,
between metal plates, often with designs on them.
really?
Oh, yeah, these ancient Greeks
Wow.
called them oblios, basically a flatbread, and that's the very beginning
Mm-hmm.
of our waffles' long journey.
It's amazing how food can be like a window into history, right?
Absolutely.
And those oblios eventually changed. They evolved into oubel in France.
Oobel.
Yeah, and they became a popular street food,
Oh, wow.
often found outside churches.
I see.
Can you imagine that, grabbing a warm, savory flatbread after a service?
Nice little tradition.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't just a passing thing.
Right.
These oubels were so popular that competition between vendors, it got a little out of hand.
Really?
Oh yeah, we're talking 16th century France.
Oh, wow.
King Charles IX, he actually had to step in and set a rule
About waffles.
about waffles. Yeah,
Wow.
that they had to stay 6 feet apart to keep things civil.
A royal decree for waffles.
I know, right?
That's amazing.
It's how treasured those savory treats were.
Wow, it's incredible how a simple food can spark such
I know.
a passionate rivalry.
Yeah.
But speaking of passion,
Yes.
the medieval folks, they took waffle artistry to a whole new level.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So beyond the basic squares.
We're not talking basic squares anymore. These were intricate designs.
Oh.
Pressed right into the batter,
Mhm.
stained glass windows, family crests,
Oh, wow.
even scenes from the Bible.
Like holding a piece of edible history.
Exactly.
That's
It
amazing.
really is a...
And what's really interesting is how those intricate designs, they sort of mirrored the bigger artistic trends of the time.
Oh, I see.
Like, it shows us how waffles went from a basic food to, like, a form of culinary expression.
Right.
You know, like edible art reflecting the culture.
While we're on the subject of medieval times, we can't forget about
What's that?
the waffle frolics.
Waffle frolics.
Yeah, who knew waffles were once at the center of parties?
Wow.
I know, right?
Interesting.
But they weren't just about indulging in a tasty treat.
Right.
If we think bigger picture, they reveal how waffles got woven into
Yeah.
social customs, courtship rituals.
Interesting.
Imagine a gathering with waffles and games.
Yeah.
Maybe even a stolen kiss or two.
A little romance.
It's a pretty vivid picture of how food helped shape social interaction.
Absolutely.
Now, let's hop across the Atlantic.
Okay.
Early 1600s, Dutch colonists brought their waffle traditions
Right.
to North America.
To North America.
Now, this might surprise you, but stroopwafels, they weren't around yet.
Really?
Yeah, it seems the Dutch waffle tradition in America went in a different direction,
Interesting.
different style of waffle.
Okay.
And we do have some, I'd say, delightful early English waffle recipes
Oh, nice.
from this period.
Yeah.
One from 1725 is especially fun.
Okay.
Almost like an early version of those easy bake recipes we see today.
I see.
You know,
Yeah.
what's notable is the simplicity
Right.
of the ingredients and the almost carefree attitude
Oh, okay.
towards cooking.
Okay.
It's like, mix your batter, cook it.
Mhm.
And if it burns, just add more butter.
Just add butter, huh?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Gives us a glimpse into how waffle recipes were changing
Yeah.
and how, experimenting was a key part. From those simple flatbreads
Yeah.
to more elaborate designs and recipes.
Right.
It's like the waffle has always been transforming.
Always evolving.
And speaking of transforming, let's talk about the waffle iron itself. Remember those long-handled tongs used over open hearths?
Right.
They eventually gave way to stovetop versions.
Oh, that's a big change.
It is.
From open hearth cooking to the stovetop.
Yeah.
That's a major shift in kitchen tech.
Right.
It wasn't just the iron, it was about having access to new ways of cooking.
Right.
How that changed how people cooked at home.
It's like a culinary revolution happening.
Right there on the stove.
On the stovetop. And speaking of revolutions,
Yes.
in 1869,
Okay.
Cornelius Swarthout
Torf out.
patented a game changer.
What was that?
A safer and easier to use waffle iron.
Nice.
That look a lot like the ones we use today.
Really?
This wasn't just about a better waffle iron.
Right.
It was about making waffles easier to make,
Okay.
safer to cook.
Yeah.
Imagine no more balancing act over a fire.
Right. That makes sense.
The handle and clasp, they let you flip it effortlessly.
Nice.
A move towards convenience in the kitchen.
I see.
And that focus on convenience, it led to the electric waffle iron.
Oh, of course.
In the early 1900s,
Early 1900s.
no more open flames, no more tricky flipping.
Right,
Suddenly, everyone could make waffles
right.
with ease.
So easy.
And as electricity became more common,
Yeah.
waffle irons went from a simple tool to a showpiece,
Really?
often part of these really nice breakfast sets.
Interesting.
What's fascinating here is how the electric waffle iron
Yeah.
didn't just make waffles more accessible,
Right.
it reflected how home cooks were thinking.
Yeah.
Having a stylish waffle iron became a symbol of modern living,
I see.
a way to show off your culinary sophistication.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I never thought about it like that.
it's really interesting.
It is. Yeah, it really makes you think about how technology changes not just cooking, but
Yeah,
how we see food, like its role
Exactly.
in our life.
absolutely. No. While savory waffles kept being popular,
Right?
the 1900s brought another innovation, the frozen waffle.
Oh, yeah, the frozen waffle.
In 1953, the Dorsa brothers came out with fresh waffles and later renamed them
Let me guess.
to Eggo,
Eggo. Yeah,
a clever name.
it is.
It captured the essence of this breakfast shortcut.
Yeah. The frozen waffle was a game changer,
It was,
especially for busy families.
oh yeah,
It's a quick way to have that classic breakfast
right.
without making batter.
It's amazing how something like a frozen waffle
Yeah.
shows the changing pace of life.
I know, right?
Okay, let's talk about a waffle variety
Yeah.
that most people think of as a classic.
Okay.
The Belgian waffle.
Ah, the Belgian waffle, full of twists and turns.
Right.
Its story, you see, it wasn't really an American breakfast staple
Yeah.
until the 1964 World's Fair in New York.
Really?
That's when Maurice Vermersch
Sure.
introduced his Belgian waffle.
I always thought Belgian waffles have been around forever.
I know a lot of people think that.
To think they were a fairly recent addition
Yeah,
to the American breakfast is surprising.
it is.
So-
It's a common misconception. At first, Vermersch called them
Yeah.
Brussels waffles.
Brussels waffles.
They were lighter, fluffier, and crispier
Okay.
than your typical American waffle.
Gotcha.
The toppings were simple,
Okay.
whipped cream and strawberries.
Sounds good.
It was a big change from the heavier syrup-drenched waffles
Yeah.
that Americans were used to.
So it sounds like Vermersch's Belgian waffle
Yeah.
was a whole new thing for the American palate.
Exactly.
Okay.
But here's another twist.
Okay.
As the Belgian waffle got popular,
Yeah.
in America, it kind of changed.
Oh, how so?
Those deep pockets we think of now,
Yeah.
those actually came later,
Really?
driven by Americans wanting lots of butter and syrup.
So the Belgian waffle we love
Right. Yeah.
isn't really the real Belgian waffle.
That's right.
Wow.
It's a cool example of how food changes
Right.
to fit local tastes.
Yeah.
The Belgian waffle we have is an American version
No.
of a Belgian classic.
Gotcha. But we can't forget
The-
the other star of Belgian waffle cuisine,
Right.
the Liège waffle.
Liège waffle, yeah.
I've heard of them,
Yeah.
but I don't know much about them.
So the Liège waffle, totally different,
Okay.
denser, chewier, and it has caramelized pearl sugar,
Really?
which makes it, a unique texture and sweetness.
Interesting.
It shows the variety in
Yeah.
waffle traditions,
Within just Belgium.
even in one country like Belgium. Yeah.
It's amazing how many types there are
I know.
of this seemingly basic food.
Right.
Speaking of surprises,
Yeah.
I just learned about a link
Okay.
between waffles
Waffles and...
and athletic shoes. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
The story of Bill Bowerman
Bill Bowerman.
and his waffle iron. It's a classic tale
I've heard of this.
of innovation ingenuity.
Yeah.
Bowerman was a track coach
Okay.
looking for a way to make a shoe sole
Yeah.
with better traction
Okay.
and cushioning. One morning having breakfast with his wife,
Yeah.
he had a light bulb moment.
Let me guess. The waffle iron.
The waffle iron.
The waffle iron.
He poured rubber into it.
Wow.
And there you have it, the first Nike waffle sole. It changed how running shoes were designed,
Yeah.
giving athletes better grip and comfort.
That's amazing.
It's an amazing example
I know.
of how inspiration can come from anywhere.
Absolutely.
It also shows how seemingly simple things,
Yeah.
like waffles,
Right.
can have an impact
Yeah.
on things we wouldn't even think of.
Exactly. It makes you realize
Yeah.
that even the most ordinary things can change the world.
Makes you appreciate the stories behind, like,
I know.
everyday things.
It really does.
Who would have thought a waffle iron
Right.
could inspire,
Yeah.
One of the most famous shoe designs ever.
It really shows you
Yeah.
how powerful observation is and how
Yeah.
things connect,
Exactly.
even across different areas.
Absolutely. And the waffles journey, well,
Right.
doesn't stop there.
No, it does.
Savory variations.
Yeah.
Topped with everything. Fried chicken,
Wow.
kimchi,
Interesting.
international adaptations. It just goes on.
So creative.
It really does. This simple food, it just
Right.
keeps proving
Right.
how appealing it is.
It transcends boundaries.
It really does. After this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm seeing waffles in a whole new light.
I know, me too.
It's not just breakfast anymore.
It's so much more.
It's history. It's culture.
It really is.
It's innovation, even athletic inspiration.
That's right.
Exactly. So this exploration,
Yeah.
I think it really makes us look at the waffle
Yeah.
in a different way.
Simple waffle, not so simple.
Not so simple.
Right.
Next time you have one,
Yeah.
maybe you'll think about
Yeah.
its long journey, how it's made,
It's who pack.
and its surprising influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for everyone listening,
Mm-hmm.
what does this all mean?
That's the question.
Next time you grab a waffle,
Right.
you're not just having a treat.
Right.
You're part of a tradition
Exactly.
that spans centuries and continents.
Wow.
You're connecting with generations
I like that.
of waffle lovers
Waffle enthusiasts.
who, just like us,
Yeah.
find joy in those crispy golden squares.
It's true.
It reminds us that food
Mm-hmm.
is more than just fuel.
Right.
It reflects our history,
Our creativity.
our creativity, our shared human experience.
Exactly.
What stands out to you
Yeah.
from this waffle journey?
What about you?
The ancient origins, the medieval artistry,
Mm-hmm.
that unexpected link to running shoes,
Or the sheer variety.
the variety, right?
Pleasing.
We want you to think about these things.
Yeah, share your own waffle stories.
Share your waffle stories, memories.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive
Into the fascinating world
of waffles,
of waffles, make sure you subscribe
that's right,
so you don't miss our next exploration.
into everyday things.
Exactly. Until then, happy waffling.
Happy waffling.
Yeah.